Good morning. I often get asked by my clients which exercises they should do first thing in the morning when they wake up. Because very often when you wake up you feel a little bit stiff, you've been lying down all night. I especially dedicated a page in my book which is called Lynn's Daily Wake Up, and it gives you 5 exercises you can do, and I tend to do those daily. However, today what I thought I'd do is modify the exercises, and what I hope everybody's got in their homes is a wall, or at least an area about that big that they can use, and I'm going to teach you some exercises you can do against the wall that will make your back feel better and give you a little bit of a workout. So starting off, we're going to do the roll down on the wall. I'd like you to bring your bottom against the wall, your tailbone, and make sure you've got a little gap just behind the back of your pelvis. Bring the backs of your shoulders onto the wall, and if you can reach, bring your head back, do, otherwise just keep your head where it is. And just standing there, making sure your knees don't straighten. Just breathe in, and as you breathe out, draw your tummy towards your spine and drag your lower back into the floor. I beg your pardon, into the wall. And then uncurl it. So we're going to do 4 of those, 3 more, breathing out, just finding that you're moving your lower back into the wall. Put your tummy tighter, draw up your diaphragm, and uncurl. Okay, so keep that going. So basically what we're doing is we're rocking the pelvis once again on the top of the femurs and just mobilizing the lower back. And the more you use your tummy, the more you draw up your abdominals, draw up your pelvic floor muscles, draw up your diaphragm, the more you're going to find that you will release the tension in your lower back. Okay, and then come back to that position where you've got the little gap here and your knees are still bent. And now we're going to roll down. And you're going to drop your chin towards your throat. You're going to let your shoulders roll forward and dragging your back into the wall, roll off it. And at this point you can let your knees straighten and roll all the way down towards the floor, hang into that position, and then curl your tailbone underneath you. Start to soften your knees again and roll back up, dragging your shoulder blades down. Let's do 2 more of those. So you're going to nod your chin forward, breathe out, roll your shoulders forward, draw your breastbone into your body, draw your diaphragm up underneath your ribs, roll down, let your arms hang, breathe out, roll back, drag your lower back into the wall, your middle back, your upper back, your shoulders, your head. Let's just do 1 more of those. We're going to go all the way down. We're going to add something. So we're going to roll down all the way, and you're going to just stop when your hands are about level with your shins. You're going to keep your knees where they are. I'd like you to keep your hip bone on the wall. So in other words, your bum stays on the wall. And you're going to do a little side bend. So you're rotating, pulling up your tummy, just bringing yourself into that position. And then gently circle the arm. So make sure your neck's relaxed. Just circle the arm from the armpit. Bring yourself back. And then slowly turn to the other side. Circle the arm. You're going to feel a very deep stretch in the side of your body. Make sure you push your hip onto the wall. Back to center. Let's do 1 more of those on either side. Make sure you lift up the skin of the tummy so your back's not flattened. And bring it back to center. Other side. Just circle gently. Bring yourself back to your central position. And then roll your spine all the way up. And bring your head up. Excellent. So now we will come facing the side, and this time bring yourself, I'm about 14 inches away from the wall. I'm going to put my hand on the wall, slightly in front of me, but in line with my shoulder. Okay, so the fingertips are facing, they're not facing up to the ceiling, they're facing slightly away from me. And I'm going to do a little side bend. I'm going to lift up my arm. Now, probably you will lose my hand out of the camera shot, but just reach it up towards the ceiling and press into your outside leg. As you go over, I want you just to reach towards the wall, and you can let your elbow bend a little bit more and then push out with the arm and bring yourself back. So we'll do 3 of those. Breathing out to go over, breathing in to come back, lower the arm down each time. Okay, on number 3, I want you to let your elbow go to the wall, and I want you to try and reach the wall with the fingertips that you're reaching over without bending your elbow, and open up the chest wall on that side. Breathe into it. Breathe out, push back out, and lower your arm down. So we're going to do 2 more of those. Breathing in and breathing out as you go over. You can see this knee isn't bending either. And then just push out a little bit and see if you can still reach the wall as you straighten your underneath arm and bring yourself back. Okay, I'm going to do that one again. Going over, reaching the wall. Try and keep your fingertips on the wall as you start to straighten. Breathe into your ribs here. Breathe out, bring yourself back. And lower your arms down. So now we're going to do exactly the same thing. Breathing in. Breathing out, going over. Now, keeping your hips more or less square, I want you to rotate towards the wall. And then rotate to look towards the front. And rotate towards the wall. And back. So you're squaring your shoulders off towards the wall if you can. Bring yourself back and then bring your arm all the way down. Good. Give your shoulders a little bit of a roll. We're going to stay on this side. And this time, putting your hand on the wall, once again, slightly forward of your body. Your toes are going to face slightly more to the outside. Put your hand on your breastbone. And make sure your hand's not up too high. As you breathe in, I want you to rotate away from the wall. So you're breathing in. As you breathe out, bring yourself back to face forward. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Now add a turn of your neck so you're looking over your shoulder if possible. And breathe out and bring yourself back. Great, now we're going to do it all over again on the other side. So you'll see me from the back. You can put your hand on the wall, feet facing forward, lift up your arm, breathe out and lean. And back for 3. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now lean your elbow into the wall. Try and reach the wall with your fingertips. Then bring yourself back. For 3 extra ones, we're going to reach to the wall. Try and keep those fingertips on the wall and push out with the underneath arm. And bring yourself back. Okay, so this is all about opening up the outside chest wall. And breathe out. And back. And again. Inhale over. Exhale. Try and keep the fingers on while you straighten underneath arm. And bring yourself back. Okay? So once again, putting your hand on your breastbone, turning your toes to face outwards. Breathe in and rotate away from the wall. Breathe out. Bring yourself back. 2 more. Inhale. You should feel this stretching through your pectoral muscles, through the front of the shoulders and up the top of the arm. And then bring yourself back. Good. And now we're going to end up on our backs with our feet against the wall. So we're going to bring ourselves fairly close to the wall, and you'll find the right position. When you put your feet on the wall, What you want is an angle, a right angle between your knees, a right angle between your ankles, and then just position yourself so that you know you're straight. And the good thing about doing exercises with your feet on the wall is you can actually see what's happening in your legs. You can actually see what you're doing. You can see what your feet are doing and you can see what your knees are doing. And in these exercises, I want your kneecaps to always face up to the ceiling, not out to the sides and not inwards. So once again, we've got to really drop the ribs. We want to feel we've got that little gap behind the back of our pelvis. Tailbone nice and heavy, and on an exhale, just once again drag the lower back. This time it's definitely going down towards the floor as we curl our tailbone underneath us a little bit. Now there's no weight into the legs yet, and then uncurl. Alright, so if you need to, you can put a cushion behind your head, but otherwise just relax your shoulders, pull your lower back into the wall, no weight into your feet yet. I could almost take my feet off the wall, and uncurl. Alright, we're going to add to that. You're going to curl, lowering your lower back into the floor rather. Squeeze your bottom and curl your bottom up and push your knees forward. Now I'm coming up to the back of my shoulder blades. I'm trying not to lift my back up. I'm trying to push my knees forward. So my knees are going forward over the tops of my ankle bones. I haven't got weight on my neck. As I breathe out, I'm keeping my knees pushing forwards, and I'm going to roll my spine down. Okay, this is really important because if you don't have that sense that your knees are lifting up and over, all that happens is you start to push yourself backwards along the floor. Okay, so you want to get that curve, that movement of the pelvis and the movement of the spine and the glutes working. So we're going to do that once again. Dragging your lower back into the floor, squeezing your bottom, pushing your knees upwards towards the ceiling, lift, hold and roll your spine down. Now really use your glutes, squeeze your bottom. So obviously first thing in the morning or mid-morning, you're still going to feel slightly tight in your back, but go with it. Work your back, get this to loosen your back muscles up. Get it to open your thighs, stretching so that your knees go forward, your thighs are lengthening. And then roll down bone by bone. Obviously using your tummy as well. Let's do that once again. So curling your tailbone underneath you. Push your knees forward and this time lift your arms up. Reach your arms back behind you and roll your spine all the way down. Lengthen, 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 lengthen out and bring your arms down. So you've got two more like that. Curling. Really feel that curl of the glutes. Breathing in. Breathing out. And now I would like you to bring your arms forward. Let's bring them in towards the floor. And press them into the floor. And just with one lift, tummy working, I want you to lift your bottom off the ground. And then lower it back down again. We're going to do 8 of those. So press into the wall, lift, and lower. And 3. Feel as if you're lifting up in one shape. And 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and lower your bottom all the way down. Excellent. Now from here, tailbone heavy, drop your ribs, engage your tummy, and try not to let your back arch. I want you just to suck one foot about an inch off the wall, and then place it back down again. So engage the tummy, just feel your diaphragm draw up, your ribs draw down, your pelvic floor muscles are lifting slightly and lower. Okay, so you're feeling that whole package of your waist tightening to stop your hips from shifting. Okay, so just gently get that work going, left and right. Alright, place your foot back down onto the wall. Now, in one deep movement, I want you to draw everything towards your center. So ribs down, tummy tightens. Without your back moving, suck both feet an inch off the wall. Lower them back down again. Breathe out, hover, and lower. Breathe in, breathe out. Try not to brace, the tummy mustn't pop upwards, it must draw downwards. So I want you to feel that your tummy is hollowing downwards, not bracing upwards. So especially you guys who've got really strong rectus abdominis muscles, you're not doing up, you're doing down, so that you feel your waist is getting narrower. Okay, this is really important because otherwise what's going to happen are your back muscles are going to start working. Place your feet down onto the wall. Well, take your hands and link them together. Now I want you to feel that your hand grip is really strong. So try and pull your hands apart and don't let them come apart, but just feel how your shoulders start to traction. Your backs of your shoulder blades start to traction apart. That's what you want. You're going to put your hands behind your head. Feel that little tractioning apart of the shoulder blades as you breathe out and curl forward. Tailbone stays down and roll back down again. So breathing out, curl forward. The whole shape comes forward and down. And again, forward and down. We're getting up a little bit higher. I want you to set your eyes a little higher and see if you can curl so your shoulder blades come away from the floor. Hold, breathe in. As you breathe out, hover one foot just that inch off the wall and place it back down. And the other one, and down. Just glance down at your tummy. Make sure your tummy muscles aren't popping up. If so, breathe in, then breathe out, drag them down a little bit lower. Keep that alternating going of the feet. Last two, last one, bring both feet onto the wall, roll your spine all the way back onto the mat. Right, now we're going to add an oblique movement and we're going to curl forward. Now widen out your elbows. Imagine you are rolling across the back of your shoulder blades. And we're going to roll to one side and lift the other elbow towards the ceiling. Elbows are pulled wide apart. And center, and rotate, and lift the other elbow towards the ceiling, and center. Remember your hips are staying square on, rotate, and back, and rotate, and back, and rotate, and back, and rotate, and back. And as you rotate, make sure you're keeping that length from your ribs to your hips, you're not side bending. And back, last one. Bring yourself back to center. Lower yourself all the way down. So we'll revisit that exercise again. But meantime, let's go back into our bridge. So breathe out, curl up. Push your knees forward. Hold that position. Now you've got to press into your arms, drop your ribs a little bit, and lift up one leg. And lower it back onto the wall. Press into the wall. Fold up the other leg, and lower, and lift, and lower. So you're walking through your feet. Keep going. Got one more. And just remember, we're not coming down yet. We're going to just sink the breastbone a little bit. I'm going to reach the top leg up to the ceiling. And from here, I want you to reach up a little higher. So you're pushing harder. Flex your heel and reach for the wall with your heel. Point your toe and lift up. I'm going to do 4 of those. And the breathing is exhale, inhale, or reverse it. Doesn't really matter. But just make sure you have a long breath in each direction. Lift up your leg, Bring it back. Bring your foot onto the wall. Now really gather up all the tension in the glutes again. Lift up. Reach to the ceiling. And 1. So this time maybe inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. And up. Bring your foot back onto the wall. Even yourself up and roll your spine all the way down. Just let your knees rock side to side a little bit on the wall. Okay, now we're going back into the oblique movement that we did before. But we're going to add a leg lift. So once again, traction into your hands, into your shoulders. Curl forward. Lovely. Now we're going to rotate to one side and bring the knee in towards your chest and curl forward a little bit more. Now hold that position, place your foot back down on the wall and press into the wall to turn yourself to the other side. And bring your knee up and rotate and back. Now remember, your tailbone is remaining on the floor. You're not curling your tail underneath you. And each time you press into the wall, feel as if you're pedaling. And pedal. And pedal. Remember, you're not pulling your neck. You're moving from underneath your ribs. Good. 2 more. And then bring yourself back and roll your spine all the way down. Okay, now for a stretch. We're going to bring the leg in towards us. Just draw it in. And I want you to hold your leg really close to you and attempt to straighten your leg and bend. Right? So it's not that, it is this. Let's do 3 of those. So you're holding that leg really close to you and you're trying to feel the stretch at the back of the leg. Good. Now, bring your hand a little bit further up and start to curl up with your leg, and then see if you can roll down, bring your leg towards you. Now what I always do is give a little push with your foot on the wall, bring that leg towards you so you really feel that stretch up the back of the leg, and bring it back. Okay, so walk up your tree, climb the tree, bring your tree branch with you, draw it towards you, and once again, so up. If you can come up higher, do bring your foot down with you, draw it towards you, and bring it back. Good. Now, place your ankle just above your knee. All right, so we're going to do a gluteal muscle stretch around the back of the hip, and curl your tailbone underneath you and roll your hips up, trying to keep your hips square. Push your knee away from you so both knees are reaching towards the wall, and roll your spine down. You'll get the stretch right at the end. So curling up and roll down. Let's do one more. Curl up and roll down. And then just take your leg off the wall and draw that leg in towards you until you're getting the stretch wherever you're going to get it. It could be in your ankle, it could be in your hip, it could be in the outside of your leg, it could be deep in your hip joint. Just hold, and then we'll do the other side. Okay, so I slid as well. Right, so holding your leg towards you, straighten and bend. Now for all of us, we're not machines, so each side is going to feel slightly different to the other. This definitely doesn't feel as hard as the other side, but just work into it anyway. We're going to bring your hand up your leg, and then as you pull your leg towards you, try and keep your knees straight. Feel that stretch in the back of the leg, the hamstring stretching. And then do that again. So walking your hand up, draw your leg towards you. Oh, that's tight. And then do that one more time. Bring your hand higher if you want to. You really want to work into the back of the leg. Breathe. And then we'll put your heel just above your knee out to the side. Curl your tailbone underneath you. Roll your hips up. And roll your hips back down again. So we did 3 of those. Curling the tailbone up. Rolling the spine down. One more. And then bring your legs in towards you. So grab underneath your leg, draw it in towards you. And then we're going to swap position. So swapping around so that you have your knees apart, but I want you to measure. Take one foot out, and as you reach your leg out, your heel should go against the wall, and your toes and your knee should be able to straighten. And you want the other knee directly below your hip, right? So just test that both sides are okay when you do that. And you're pressing into your arms, all right? And you're just going to start without your feet on the wall, and we're going to do a cat stretch. So from here, curl your tailbone underneath you, round your back up. Push into your hands, let your head go. Uncurl through your tail, reach out, slide the shoulders down, bring the head up. Okay, so tummy, and then curl the tail, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, through the shoulders, up to the head, uncurl through the tail, lower back, middle back, upper back, head. One more, curling up, reaching through your shoulders. Reach out, send your tailbone out. Good. Now we're going to reach out with the foot, place the foot against the wall. Okay, so this is like a leg slide, but it's got a little bit more feedback than a leg slide, because I want you to keep your foot pressing against the wall, and I want you to feel the whole of the front of your thigh starting to work, and your tummy. Your shoulders are working, you're lifting up on top of your arm, and then you're going to reach out with the other arm and draw that arm into the armpit. It's not lunging forward, you want to feel your center. Hold and swap. Okay, other side. Reach out with the arm. No lunging, just draw the arm into the armpit, straighten your knee, and back. So very deliberate movements. Hold. We're not rushing through this. We're waiting to feel that isometric contraction, that sense that we're working against ourselves, that our bodies are holding that tension, we're holding ourselves up, we're not being supported. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Okay, now this is where it gets a little bit more tricky. You can miss this out if you wish. You're going to take your arm out to the side, and keeping your foot on the wall, we're going to thread the needle. Just tuck your hand under, bring your arm back. Okay, so this is what's turning, it's your rib cage turning. Open, and then if you can, reach up to the ceiling. Okay, so thread the arm through. Bring yourself back, breathe in, reach up to the ceiling. And again, rotate, open, and to the ceiling. Good. Bring your foot back down again. Okay, so we've got to do the other side now. We're going to slide the foot out to the wall. Oops. The right foot, is that right? Reach the opposite arm out. Lift the chest. And then bring it back. Okay? So just adjusting your position, bring your foot on the wall, reach your arm out. Good. Now, taking the arm out to the side, thread it through. Bring your chest back. Breathe in, open. And breathe out, thread through again. Breathing in. Open. Breathing out. This really feels really hard on this side. Open it up. And then bring your hand back down again. Bring your knee down and just sit back into your shoulder position. So give your hips a wiggle. And then come up onto your hands and knees again. And we're just going to end up that kneeling position with just one more cat stretch. So curl, uncurl, and again curl up and uncurl. Right, so from here, because this is an early morning stretchy class, we're going to add a little bit of a wiggle to that cat stretch. So I want you to send your hips out to the right, curl your tailbone underneath you, bring your hips to the left, uncurl. Okay, so that's your movement. You're going to do 3 on either side. So this is number 1. Number 2. Number 3. So hips to one side, eyes look to the opposite hand. Curl the tailbone under you. Once you're curled up, swing your hips to the opposite side, look at the other hand. Uncurl and center. Let's reverse that. So curl, uncurl on the opposite diagonal. 2. 3. And bring yourself back to the central position, getting ready to do some little extension exercises, little swans. So everything will be the same as your normal swan, except that I'd like you to keep the tips of your toes touching the wall. If you haven't got enough space, then it doesn't really matter, but not the heels, just the tips of the toes. And then relax your legs and bring your hands into the position where, what I call goalpost position. Elbows are in line with your shoulders and your fingertips are pointing in the same direction as your elbows. Wiggle your ribs down, drop your head, and then bring the back of your head up. Draw your shoulder blades down. And as you breathe out and push your breastbone forward and draw your shoulder blades down your back, just reach into the wall with the tips of your toes to lengthen out the back of your legs and the back of your back. Draw up the skin of your tummy. Think of tractioning yourself forward and then rolling your spine back down again. So let's do that again. Your head and neck come up, your shoulder blades go down. You breathe, come forward, breathe out, roll down. And again, shoulder blades down, breastbone forward, inhale, exhale, bring your head down. One more. Okay, hold that position. How strong do you feel? Can you reach your feet into the wall? Can you feel your whole back line opening? Your tummy lifting? Can you lift your hands off the floor? Can you lower them back down again? If you can't, come down a little bit lower. Otherwise, reach forward with your breastbone. Can you lift? Now, can you lift yourself a little bit higher, even keep bringing your arms with you, and then lower down an inch. So feel as if you're pushing forward with your breastbone, not just hoiking yourself up and down. One more. Forward with that breastbone. Bring yourself down. lower your arms down, just into the same position, or you can walk your fingertips a little bit further forward. We're coming up into the full swan mill. So we're going to lift up the back of the head and the neck, draw the shoulders down, breathe in, come all the way up, reaching our toes into the wall. As we breathe out and roll down, keep reaching the feet into the wall. And you'll feel a lovely length out through your back. Let's do 2 more. Head and neck come up. Exhale. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll your spine down. And bring your head down. Last one. Roll your spine down and bring your head down. Pop yourself back into your shell position. Give a little wiggle. Curl up into your cat. And curl out. Just check your back's feeling okay, nice and relaxed. And then bring yourself back up. And you're coming up onto the wall again, just to finish off. So bring your feet into the position they were at the beginning of the class, but this time try and keep your legs straight or straight up. We want to feel whether there's any difference in our backs and our bodies from when we started about 40 minutes ago. So you're going to drop your chin, you're going to roll your shoulders forward, and you're just going to roll down and let your bottom slide up the wall and come down into your full stretch, whatever that happens to be. Pull up your tummy, roll your spine up, roll your shoulders up, and bring your head up. Last of all, let's do that one more time. We're going to add a little bit of a stretch down at the bottom. So nod your head forward, roll down. Hold the position and draw yourself a little bit closer towards your legs. Just open that stretch. If you've got the reach, bring your hands behind you. Good. Soften your knees. Put your hands down onto the floor, or put your fingertips down. Bend your knees and straighten them. Pull up the tummy as you do that. Last one. And then roll your spine up. Lift the tummy. Roll into the wall. Roll your shoulders back. And bring your head up. Thank you.